Starfish is a movie that I think I found out about this one on RogerEbert.com. It got 3 stars from the reviewer, and it's like a lower budget sci-fi in the vein of Monsters, the 2010 film by Gareth Edwards. Also, I'd also have to say it's very similar to another movie, but I forgot. If I remember it, I'll mention it. But Starfish is about Aubrey. She is a young woman who's grieving the death of her friend Grace. And you know, it sucks for her. She's trying to grieve. However, Grace has left her clues to find these little cassette tapes, and Aubrey plays one of them, and it ends up causing a rift in reality, allowing creatures from another dimension to basically attack their town and cover it in snow. So everyone gets sucked out, or they're hiding from the creatures. And I was like, The Mist. The Mist is the movie, but instead of being like a visceral survival horror, it's more of a drama about grief and guilt, with creatures thrown in for the hell of it. So Starfish is about Aubrey, and she's trying to like find all these different tapes so she can save the world, because that's what the tapes say. Honestly, this movie is a little bit slow. That wasn't my biggest problem with it. The biggest problem with it was just, it seemed really disjointed and full of time wasting. We only get one flashback with Grace, and the places that she finds the tapes don't have any real significance to where they hung out or anything. It's just like, oh, there's one at the grocery store, there's one here, one there, and the movie just sort of is very aimless. It kind of feels like an indie movie for sure, a little pretentious, that it's trying to just, you know, be like this, because the director puts based on a true story at the beginning, because he lost his best friend, and then, you know, this character is doing the same thing. And obviously she goes through the stages of grief, and there's some cool creatures thrown in. There's like some pretty decently CGI creatures, and they don't like the tapes, what's the music that's played on them. The soundtrack is a character in itself in the movie too, and then, you know, the ending's there too. But overall, I think Starfish just needed a little bit more to be reined in a little bit more. You know, I'm not expecting it to be like a very standard, like, let's save the world kind of story, but it was just a little bit too out there, and it definitely alienates mainstream viewers. Even me, I'm a seasoned film guy, and I still found myself nodding off and not really caring. So overall, Starfish is an interesting little experiment. Really cool visual effects and creatures, but there's only like 2 or 3 of them, and you know, not much of a point. So I give Starfish a 3 out of 10.